It's oblate time. It's time to prepare for Christmas. You don't want to be looking boring during this Christmas period. We are approaching Christmas. I'm excited. I love Christmas. So today's video will be making this kimono beach wear, because if not, why not? Why not if not? So I'll be using this fabric. I have 3 yards of fabric here, but I'll be using about 2 yards or 2.5 yards. This depends on how big you are. A size 16, if not more than now. Oh my god, though I'm trying to lose weight. So I'll fold my fabric into two. What I'm going to be folding here, I'm cutting the back one first. What I'm going to be folding here is my hip measurement, your largest part measurement, and divided by 4. Then you're adding extra 2 inches to it. This depends on how free you want it to be, because you don't want it to be fitted. So I'll add extra 2 inches. That 2 inches I'll be using ½ inch for my stitching allowance, so I'll be left with 1.5 inches. So just like I said, I'll be cutting the back one first, and my fabric is 60 inches length, so I'll be using just this side of it, the length of it, because it's up to my length. So I'll fold it well and we go into the cutting process. So guys, I've folded my fabric into two. So this is a vintage fabric. It's very light, and please don't pay attention to my voice. I have a cracked voice for some days now. So this is our starting point, and then from there I'm going to go ahead and mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 7.5 inches. Then I'll add ½ inch stitching allowance. You can increase this shoulder measurement if you want, because it's not a fitted gown or a fitted jacket, but for me I'll just leave it at that point. Then for my bust point, and since it's not a fitted jacket, fitted cloth as well, I'm going to be marking at 10 inches for this. I hope you guys can see this. So my armhole, my bust point is 10 inches, or my chest line, whichever you want to call it, is 10 inches. And then from there, I'm going to mark my waist measurement, my half length, which is 17 inches. And then my hip is at 26 inches. So this is what we have. So I just connect this line straight, and also this one straight. I just hope it's straight enough. So once I am done with that, we're going to go ahead and start inserting our measurements. For my bust measurement, is 43 inches. 43 divided by 4 is 10.75, if I am not mistaken. 10.75 will be 10.5. So I'll make a point there. And remember, I said we are adding 2.5 inches to 2 inches. What did I say earlier? So I'll be adding 2 inches stitching allowance to it. So ½ inch is for my stitching allowance, and then the remaining 1.5 inches is for ease, so that it's not fitted. So I'll go ahead and connect my armhole. So for my shoulder slope, I'm going down by ½ inch. Remember, this is not a fitted jacket, so we are not marking this into our body. We are trying to give some allowances on this style, on this jacket. For my neckline, I am going by 3.5 inches, and also this is the back neckline, 3.5 inches by 1 inch, and then I'll connect it a round neck. So this is what we have for our upper bodice. Then for my waist measurement, for my hip measurement, let's insert our hip first. For my hip is 48 divided by 4 is 12 inches. Then I'm adding 2 inches stitching allowance to it. So this is what we have. So I'm just trying to, I'm not going to shape into my waistline, so I'll just like find my way around into my hip. So this is what we have into my hip. You can insert your waist measurement if you want, but at this point I think it's unnecessary, because the gown or the jacket is not a fitted one. Then from here, I'm just going to go down straight all the way to the hem, and that's it for the back body. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, then we'll try. So guys, I've gone ahead to cut out the front bodice. I had to cut it on the floor. The fabric is so silky, so it kept moving around I wasn't able to handle it on the table, so I'm going to explain it what I did here. So the side seam, the side of the jacket is the same. There's no, I didn't do anything there. Then for the front one, I gave the front neckline a V shape. You can see it. The width is the same. The front, I went down by 8 inches and I gave it a V shape. And then I added 2 inches stitching allowance here. I want to fold it like a shirt. So I'll fold by half of an inch and fold in by half of an inch and by 1 inch. So the remaining 1 inch, if paraventure after going to using it for the beach and I want to still want to start wearing it normal, I'll just add my button allowance and my buttonhole to it so that I can button the center. That's if you want to change it to a shirt. So that's what the reason why I added this 2.5 inches stitching allowance. So that's it for the front. The length is also the same. So we are going to go ahead and cut the sleeve. So for my sleeve, I've folded my fabric into 4. I'm cutting the 2 sleeves together. So what I have here is my round sleeve divided by 2 plus about 2.5 inches to 3 inches. Because of the allowance that we added to the bodice, that's why we have this much allowance. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to mark my sleeve length. And my sleeve length is about 13 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark 13 inches, and then I'm adding 2 inches stitching allowance to it. Then for my sleeve height cap, I'm going down by 4.5 inches. You can do 5 inches if you are much bigger than me. So I'll go ahead and connect this with my free hand. Just like I keep mentioning, it's like you are drawing a long S on your fabric. If you don't have your French curve, just draw like long S. So guys, once you are done, the first thing I'm going to be doing for this sleeve, since we ended with the sleeve, so let's start with it, is to hem this by 1.5 inches. So I'll fold in by 7.5 and then fold over again. I'll stitch it out. I'll do the same thing for this sleeve. And then for our bodice, I'll go ahead and open up my bodice. So if I'll go ahead at this center front where I have something I said I call the button allowance, so I'll go ahead and fold in by half of an inch, and then I'll fold over again by 1 inch, and I'll stitch it down all the way to the end. Once I am done with that, I'll go ahead and place my front and my back, front facing front. The reason that I did the button first is so that I'll know that that's the only fabric I'm managing. I don't have to struggle. So once I am done, I'll stitch my shoulder allowance by half of an inch, or any allowance, how much allowance you added, and I'll also do the same thing for this other side. I'll place it well, and then I'll stitch it down. Once I am done, I'll go ahead and attach my sleeve to it. You know how. Okay guys, just like I mentioned earlier, I'm done attaching the sleeve, and then I also hem the neckline. And what else did I do? Okay, the button allowance, I've already folded it. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to arrange my fabric from facing front, and then I'm going to be stitching by half of an inch. Also, I also serge the armhole. I'm going to turn it by half of an inch. So I'll stitch by half of an inch all the way from the armhole to the end of the jacket, and I will do the same thing for this other side. So guys, I was done with stitching the seam side, you can see, and then I went ahead to hem the lower part of it, and this is what you have. Wait until I style this. I still have pin here. Wait until I style this. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share my video to family and friends, and wash my ass. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.
A big stick of chalk, good for drawing. And the mystery mouse tool.